joining us with this important seminar. We have the honor of having with us Giancarlo Mazzanti, who will give a lecture to us. I bring also the greetings from Federico Bucci, who is the Vice Rector for Mantova, because this initiative is organized not only within our laboratory that I hold together with Professor Chiara Geroldi, which is a planning in historical context, but also within MANTOVARCHITETTURA, which is a series of lectures about the architecture. And so it is really a privilege to have with us Giancarlo. And we invited him because we are working on, as the students who are present know, we are working on the adaptation of the city to the emergency of COVID. And we heard from Andrea Castellani, who is one of the assistants of the lab, that Giancarlo has done an interesting work, an interesting workshop in University of Venice about this. So we were curious also to hear from him in this situation what we can do. So I give the floor to Andrea before giving the floor to Giancarlo Mazzanti to have an introduction about the architetto Mazzanti. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. It's an honor and a pleasure to introduce this conference. First of all, I want to thank the architect Giancarlo Mazzanti for accepting this invitation to present the work of him and his studio, L'Equipo Mazzanti. As you may know, L'Equipo Mazzanti, Team Mazzanti, is a Colombian design studio specialized in socially driven architectonic design based in Bogota. The studio has realized important projects inside and outside Colombia and has gained wide national and international recognitions. But in order to introduce Giancarlo Mazzanti and his work, I prefer not describing his biography or the list of the well-known projects that he has done, but all information that you can easily find published or online. But I prefer to tell you some aspects of his work that are related to the person who he is. So, because we can agree in fact that it's impossible to separate the man from this work, and it is even more difficult. Don't have the opportunity to have him in presence today. Personally, I met Giancarlo the first time in Venice some years ago. We were working in different studios, but at the end of the day, professors and assistants were used to meet together, share opinion, and discuss in front of an aperitivo. In these informal occasions, I found out one of the most interesting aspects of Giancarlo that it is possible to see reflected in his architecture and his capacity to listen and identify the characteristics of the people. In my opinion, this ability is one of the most important aspects of in the work of Giancarlo Mazzanti and L'Equipo. His work, in fact, is based on the capacity of architecture to listen to people, to respond to community needs, to translate desires of different actors into adaptive and open solutions. And as you will see, a project never starts before participative research laboratories. I call it the time to listen, the time of listening. Laboratories where the different actors involved in the transformation of the space participate together to share and discuss their necessities, the problems, and the possible solutions. These arguments and outputs recollected in different and sometimes in very creative ways are used as the main design material to provide architectural solutions. This aspect leads us to reflection that the architectures of L'Equipo Mazzanti doesn't celebrate their author, but celebrates more the relation with the users, human but also non-human. The users, the actors, or generally speaking, the others, are present since the beginning in the work of Mazzanti. the author disappeared to permit to the architecture to take care to who will live and will use it. And this aspect lead us to the result that this architecture is an expression of specific conditions. Other important argument in the work of Giancarlo Mazzanti is the relation with the time. This is an important quality in his architecture. El Equipo developed projects related to scenarios that could evolve, open and flexible system to be adaptive, object that must be adjustable and programmable by the communities. Is architecture work with the time of unpredictable relations and scenarios, but also with the time of resistance in terms of materials and the element of the place. This summer, I met virtually Giancarlo again, and we worked together for a workshop that has been held remotely on the theme of post-COVID scenario, as Professor Balducci said before. The introduction of the brief proposed by Giancarlo said there will be two ways to face this change and the future world, talking about pandemic. Fear or confidence. We will work starting from confidence and human proximity. We can say, in fact, that the confidence in human proximity, principle of communities and common goods are the pillars in the discipline for the Mazzanti as approach. We can disclosure a positive and optimistic attitude in his architecture, voted to the promotion of a new form of actions between inhabitants, because through interaction is it possible to produce a greater and better exchange of information between the inhabitants, human and not human. That's the last point aspect is also interesting in the Mazzanti architecture. Instead of anthropocentric vision, the work carried out by the Equipo sustained a discipline based on the concept that the world can be equally divided for men, but also for other creatures which share our territory. And to conclude, is it possible to say that is possible to find in the Mazzanti this positive thinking that through our ideas, our effort, our commitment, is it possible to build a better world? And according to this difficult situation that we are actually living, this is a message and a strategy for the public space that I think we have to believe in. And thank you. I pass the word to Giancarlo.
Thank you, Andrea. So we now give the floor to Giancarlo Mazzanti, who will share with us his presentation, and I give the floor to him.
Thank you, Alessandro and Andrea, for the introduction. I'm going to share my screen. Just a minute. Yeah, so yes, I think everything is okay. Right. I would like to start the lecture with one answer. For who or for what reason we are designing in the era of the Anthropocene? I would like to understand what is the real topic what we have to do when we make architecture in general. We have interest to work with the different actors to compose the world now, the culture, the habits, the animals, the nature, history, technology. We want to understand how we can, in the same role of the architectural inside of the work on the project where we make it. Beyond the human, architecture must explore practice that replacement and the only existing factor to define it, favoring the appearance of the agreements between human and non-human actors, allows the construction of the inclusive and the diversified post-human architecture within a global system made up of the organic, inorganic, political, social, and environmental entities in this case. I'm going to speak about fixed strategies for the participatory architecture in this case. I'm going to explain the concept, and after I'm going to show a project this project is connected with the concept I'm going to speak. The first concept, the first topic I would like to speak is the idea of the co-creation and inclusion of the different human and non-human actors. The second is the idea of the performativity. The third is the game of ludic and anomaly is a part of the big in research that we make it in the last years in my studio. It's a critique of the idea of the function based on the efficient and a maximum productivity. The number 4 is open and systematic architecture, the adaptability, the idea of the possibility to think architecture with the capacity to adaptability in the next years, and with the capacity of grow on another is in finishes project. The number 5 is the idea of the anomaly. The anomaly is part of the research about to negate the anomaly, and then the idea of this case is research about the multiplies use and builds different space. And the number 6 is the participation. Is the idea of how we can work with the appropriation mechanism with the community in the projects. The first concept that we'd like to speak and put on the table to discuss after the lecture is the idea of the co-creation and inclusion of the different human and non-human actors. For us, it's very important to work with the idea of the community first to start the project in general. And we work in 3 different conditions: the participatory laboratory, actor maps, and living laboratories in general. The participate laboratories is we invited to the community to work and to play in general, not only we don't go there to ask what do you want for your project. We're going to play with the communities, and when we play with the community, we can share it and we can understand what they are needed in the real. In general, when we go into the community and we ask, what do you want? And they say, we like a field for play a soccer, but they don't need this play field for play a soccer. We're working with them to understand what is the real condition, the real condition that they need in general, and we work and we make these workshops. The second step when we make with the communities is after maps. For our project we generate map of the actor, no profit organization, government, academics, companies, citizens, natural, animal waste, ecosystem, big data, machines, territories. We want to understand the real map, the real actor around to the project, not only the human actor. We want to understand the other actor to involved inside of the building in general. And we finish with this when we work with the communities before. As the living laboratories, we make events. This event in the right, in the top of the right, is a event in Paramaribo in Suriname, and the people need to know what they want to do at the border of the river in this case, or we produce sometimes objects to play with the community in this case. That is the general for us is a very important. The co-creation is a tool for make a project more near to the community. We need to break because sometimes the architects or the developer we think that we need this one for the community, but they don't need. They are not waiting this one. They are waiting another rules, another project. And in this project that I'm going to show now, this is Marinilla Educational Park near to Medellin. I'm going to show how we were working with the community for define the project, how the people can involve, how the people can work with us to understand why they want and they need in this project. The first step when we make it in the project is the social landscape, and we embedded the community to co-creation with the community. We embedded to make a builds. They are the bank of the Marinilla, and they played with us. And they play with the idea to make a build of the city of Marinilla. In general, the builds have the important characteristic of the only country, only city, and they have to make these builds. And with that, with the build designed by the Maronilla community, we understand what they are thinking about to them, and we understand that what they want to do, what is the real condition of this community, I don't know in English, but this is okay. But after that, after to work it with this, the community, we're understanding two very important conditions to the conclusion with the work with them. The landscape and the domesticity is the mechanism to build communities and relationships among the multipliers of the actor. We wanted in this case to understand what is the principal idea that they have to do itself in this case, and they in general work it in this case. This community have a very important tradition to exchange orchids and plants and seminate plants. Everybody exchange the plants in the city. How we can think this school where we're going to do in this case to trigger this idea to seminate plant and exchange plant. The second very important condition of this community is the domesticity. They going with the chairs and the table on upside of the buildings, and they make up an upside life. How we can transport this idea of the domesticity to the inside of the school in Marinilla. This is a video
Planting
to
is
explain the
something I like
concept of
to
the
do in
project.
my house. Being in contact with nature from a familiar place, close and domestic. The first thing you have to do is choose a plant pot. Then you have to prepare the soil. It must be fertile and have the nutrients that the plant needs. Now you can put the plant carefully into the soil. You must water it constantly. When I'm not home, I ask my family and my friends for help. We all take care of it. The plant must be in an illuminated place to grow with strength. My favorite part is to place it next to the rest of the plants. I've planted some of them myself. Others have been gifts from my neighbors. My garden has a little piece of everyone in the community. These plants make me feel at home.
In this case, we want to work with the idea of the possibility of this community to appropriation of this idea to seminate. The second step, or the second topic, what we want to develop in this case is the natural landscape. This part of the country in Colombia is a mountains, and we want to work with the possibility to grow in system. We are very interested. We have a big interest to work with the possibility to grow of the architectural. How we can think architectural with the possibility to grow, to the idea of the adaptability to the open architecture. How we can think system, not only project in this case. We are interested in this case to work with the idea of the unfinished connectivity and networks. The unfinished configuration is based on the extension of the branch that can grow through new arms according to the specific change. In this case, in every project we are working with the idea of the toy, and we want to think how we can propose more. The idea of the strategic project is not only to the composition project. In this case, we are working with the idea of the rise of the possibility to grow in two different conditions and make it another configuration in the next year. We propose a concept, we propose a strategic instructions, and the community can make the possibility to change this project in the next year. We are proposing this project, make it in the net of aluminum. Is the model, the plastic. The model is very similar of the of the project build in this case. This is the model of the competition, and we are, in this case, we are very interested to work in this void. We are interested to work with the void of the space of the education. For us, it's a very, very, very important to understand how we can trigger another behavior inside of the school, how we can work with the idea of the void between of the classroom in general. In this case, this is the image of the project build. The project is a tool for connection this part of this part of the neighborhood and the downtown of the city of Marinilla. It is a way you can walk inside of the project every day. The project is open every day. It's not closed. The school is open for everybody. The school is a tool for seminar plans to go. You can go with your hamaca, your church, and you can sit there in the school. The school is open for everybody in this case. This is the project before to seminar the plans when it's open at the very, 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 very early in this case, and this is the image of the net and inside of the different. When the people going to seminar the plants in this case, this project will be more near to the greenhouse. In the end, the project is a school, but it's at the greenhouse to exchange plants, to go to sit in my table, in my chair. This is an image general of the project with this idea to the brush, to the how do you say radish in English?
Roots?
Roots, yes, thank you. I remember now perfectly. Thank you. This idea of the roots, the project is a root to possibility to grow in different conditions. In this case, is make it in this is match of aluminium. This match is the support of the AV to grow in the facade. In this case, of the project in general, in this possibility, you can entry of the project with this scale down, and you can walk inside of the project. Is this idea of the root have the possibility to connect different parts of the city in general. In this case, sometimes I like this project because it's very transparent. Sometimes it's very solid in general. In this case, we wanted to work with this. The part is exchange of the instrument. The project is a tool that defines the relationship between nature and culture through agreements between technical and cultural needs. We wanted to explain this project around to the idea of the plants. I explained about to the context, to the possibility to grow, but I can't just to explain this project around to the idea of the greenhouse of this possibility. This image show the different plants and different in the first days of the project, and the people go with the hamacas and put the hamacas inside of the project. And this school is a community tool. Have the possibility to exchange the plants, go to make with the hamacas is another forms to think about how you can work of the schools in general. I would like to see this image in the next years of the project with the green pipe, and you can walk inside of this project. The second topic, what we like to work to speak, is the idea of the performativity, an architecture that needs the system of the user and creator. The architecture is action. This is a very important topic for us. How we are thinking now more what we want to trigger with the project, and not only with a beautiful object. We want to understand what we want to trigger when we make it architecture. What is the real role of the architectural in this case? The architecture will have a wonderful condition that have the possibility to change the life of the people in the future. And we like to understand this one when we make the project in general. Architecture is action. For us, the value of architecture is not based on itself alone, but also in what it is capacity to produce in it. The performative capacity is maybe the most important topic what we want when we're going to work to do a project. Our architecture is defined by what it generates. We want to trigger and promoting behavior and new relationships in general. We are thinking the last project have worked with this topic very clear. Well, this is a very good example. This is a work of the Mexican artist Pedro Reyes. The name is The Sombrero, and it's many sombreros to put together. In this case, this sombrero is a tool for the communication. When we want to use this sombrero with more people, we need to speak. The architect will have the power to trigger behavior, and we want to understand this one. How we can trigger another forms to use the space in this case. And this the next project is a Barranca Bermeja sport canopy. It's a canopy in the middle of Colombia, a very, very hot city. It's a city of the all in Colombia in the middle of the country. The context is not very poor, but it's make it for very small house. The neighborhood house are small in general. The people in the neighborhood don't have enough space for the family meetings, for the marriage, for the party of the 15 years old that is important in South America now too. And another the big party, the big space. In general, we want to, in this case to multiply the use and the build of the different weather centrality in this case. This project is a tool for the connection with the community, but have the possibility to multiply the use and make a different centrality. We want to propose in this case
I grew up in Barranca. Each moment of my childhood I lived it here. My friends and I always played in the neighborhood street. I remember my cousin's birthdays. All the family gathered. The parties were really great. My sister's 15th birthday was an unforgettable night. I remember these moments fondly, but it was hard to find a place where we could organize them. We could never have ideal conditions. Now, I can change all of this from my own cell phone. Play the music I want, change the temperature to gather in a cool place, watch videos with my friends, change the lights, and have a great party. It seems that there are no limits here. The structure grows and adapts to our desires. I can create different atmospheres together with my neighbors. It's a space that is constantly transforming. It's a space for everybody.
We want to produce, in this case, we want the community can connect with the cell phone to the canopy in this case, and they can to decide what is the temperature that they want to do in this space. They can to rent or use this space for family party, for domesticity space. They can use this canopy for another user, not only for play soccer or play basketball. In this case, this is a communal house, communal for everybody, and everybody have cellular in Colombia, a mobile in Colombia, cell phone, and they can connect with the cell phone in the space. In this case, this is the ventilators in the canopy, and in this case, we have worked too with the idea of the possibility to grow, to grow in different conditions. It's similar to the play, and we have worked it where the user can control the space inside. In this case, the user can control the water sprinklers, the fans, the light, the screen, and the music, the oscillation, and you can understand what you can propose how you can use. How, if you are the community, you propose. Everybody can the possibility to propose how we use this space in this case. In this image is interesting for me because show the idea of the configuration, the disposition of the piece of the space. This is not produced of the composition of the right of the architect. It's most like the disposition of the piece in the space. For me, it's the same if this part of the project is going up or is going in down. For me, the most important is how we operate the system with the idea of the disposition in the site. We are going to explain better this one in the other project, but this is the image over the canopy in this city. This is the relation with this idea to disposition of the parts. When you put the part in the project, it have the possibility to grow in different sense. The idea to dissolve the trees with the canopy in this case, the relation with the site of the system, how operate the system with the site in the different condition that we wanted to use in this possibility. We work with the hexagon and we put together this hexagon, the light, and every tool is inside of this part of the project. And another topic I would like to speak is a very big research that we made it in the last year about playfuls and anomalies, a criticism of the idea of the function based on efficiency and maximum productivity. I think that the play is maybe the last one possibility to critique the idea of the maximum productivity of this society in this case. We have interest to understand the idea of the play to configure the space in this case, because the play have to change the forms to use inside of the project. The value of the game is based on the construction or circumstances that promote relationships different from those specific by the space in general. In this case, we are produce of the architectural where we are make it in general in the modernity, and now too is a product of the efficiency and productivity, and it's a product of the idea of the fabric. How we can, and the fabric is the homo fabric. How we can put in this discussion another condition inside of the project, the homo fabric. How we can use the idea of the homo ludens. Sorry. How the homo ludens can use the space in other forms. When you see a project of the school, it's not important to go from this classroom to the other classroom very efficient, because the children don't need go to this classroom to the other classroom very efficient in the time. Maybe they need to void the space to understand what happened in the between of this classroom and use the space of the other form in this condition. This is a very good example. This is my friend Camilo Magni, and Camilo uses this chair. This chair is used for sit, but sometimes you can use this chair to play with the to the family. The chair trigger another report with the family, another form to behavior of this family. And I like this one. How what one very simple chair can have the possibility to trigger another behaviors in general in the project. Game, playing, and anomaly is a criticism of the idea of the function based only on the fixing and the productivity. That is very interesting for us. That is part of the research that we are doing now of the many years now, and we are writing a book about this condition, this topic about to play, anomaly, and gain on ludic uses of the space. I'm going to show a project in Milano Triennale. I forget the name, but maybe 9 years old. The Triennale is invited to make a wall in the middle of the exhibition, and they ask the topic of the Biennale is the architectural is art, and for us the architectural is not only art; it's not used for the user in this case. What we want to promote in this case, we propose a wall, but not make it with a very resistant material. We want to work with the idea of the flexible. Well, how we can make a flexible wall in this case? The wall is conceived as an architectural element, becomes flexibility, and interior is used, leave it. The event inside the wall breaks the element, and we can dance, play, kiss, walk inside of this wall. We propose a flexible wall, and the people can go walk inside of this wall and use the wall in different conditions. You can move you can move the wall, you can kick the wall, you can kiss the wall, and you can use it in this case. This is a model of the project before to make it in the Triennale. For us, in this case, we want to use this tool to play, to change. The mission of this game is to give our participants the opportunity to transform a rigid element into a flexible and true third moment. The visitor crossing the wall became an artist with whom the flexible materials actor prints his work for the moment of the male level superface in this case. When you go inside of the wall, you have a different trigger your behavior inside of the wall. We fill the wall, kiss the wall, dance with the wall, fill the wall, and finish in them. This is for me what we wanted. In this moment is art. When the people user and play with the wall, in this moment you can make the idea of the art in the architectural. The people kisses the wall, and this image, I love it. This image because we want to trigger this one. How the people outside play with the people inside is a condition to relationship, to use the space to play, to make a picture, to make a shadow, to make a difference, action and condition inside of this project in general. And then the topic number 4 that I want to go to speak now is the open and systematic architecture. The possibility of the architectural to do the adaptability to change based on the repetition. And we are interested to work with this idea of the model and the system and the piece, the possibility to understand that thing that the architect don't produce building only, and don't produce building only, it produce instructions to possibility to grow the project. More than finishes and clustered architecture, we propose the development of the open and adaptive system made up of models and association parties capable of adapting to the most diverse situation, be they topographic, urban, or programmatic. This strategy generates more than buildings, material strategies ready to grow, change, and adapt according to the particular and temporary circumstance in this case. Systematic and modular architecture, in general, we have worked with this one. I show it 2 different projects with this possibility before, and I go to work to show another 2 projects very precise with this idea. This is the difference diagram and difference project where we make it in general, but it's not only that is not a rule. You cannot work every time with the idea of the system, but many programs how we make it with the idea of the system, with this possibility to adapt to the adaptability, possibilities to grow possibilities. I go to learn very fast the difference condition where we think it's interesting of the system. The first is they are in finished structure. They have the ability to grow and adapt. Are based on their arrangement like toys. They have no place or scale. They contradict the idea of the composition and favor the idea of the configuration. The program has the ability to interchangeable, have based on rules and protocols, have the formal and adaptive intelligence, living system in this case, and critiques the idea of an object and value the idea of the field model, the background figure. And this is a research of I forget the name of the very important theoric of the United States. I'm going to show 2 projects very fast around to the sports, Venus for South American Games in 2010. This is a system made for the bands. In this case, it's not only for peace and have very clear possibility to grow. We are working with these models, and they have a possibility to adapt in 2 different senses in this case. The bands are after system that allows to develop in complete and indeterminate organizational strategy with allow us to apply special qualities and conditions with flexibility and 2 sense. We are working with this in vertical and in horizontal, and we propose it a system. This is the model of the competition. In general, the project I have show it is make it for competitions. In Colombia, we have a law that is obligatory to make a competition for the public buildings, and with this case, the competition batted to make 4 different coliseums for the place of the games in Medellin, and we propose it with Felipe, not 4 different coliseum. We propose it a 1 system to connect the 4 coliseum in 1 big coliseum. We propose more the idea of the topography of the geography to connect the 4 different coliseums in this case. The first sketch where we make it with this idea to the bands, the possibility to grow in 2 different sense, vertical and horizontal, and we make it this project in very, very fast. We designed the project after to win the competition in 4 months. It's a 30,000 square meters of coliseums, and we make it this project with 7 different piece. The piece have a 2 different conditions, A or B, depends of the how put together with another. But it's a system of piece, of models, and everything is systematic, and everything is is similar to how operate the plants. They have a formal intelligence in this case, the project. And this is the image of the project of build, and this is inside of the builds. The difference band is moving and have the possibility to come to make up a light inside of the buildings in this case. I love this image because we make it 4 coliseums in this case. The number 5 is make it for the city. We make it instructions. We make it the protocols, and they use this instruction to make another neighborhood. This is a very important question. Answer for me answer for me is, what is the role of the architect in this case? Is give the possibility to the community, have the possibility to grow the project in the next year, or is the idea of the author? This is an important condition in this case. The Coliseum is used for another theater, and this in another use in this case. For us, it's important to break the idea of the field of play, the soccer or basketball in this case. In general, only project the sport project is produced of the field of the play, the field of the play, and we like it to break this one, and we move it the canopy of the Coliseums to propose to make a shadow, another internal space. This project is a product of the competition, and they invited to do 4 different Coliseums, and we make it one strategy, not at 4 different buildings. We make it a one strategy in this case. This is the first sketch of the project. The idea to the band to move in the horizontal or vertical conditions, and we work with 7 different models in this case, and we make it this project in 4 months. The design, the design, and the construction is make it in 1 year and a half, and it's a very fast. Everything is systematic, and everything is made with the idea of the system. This is a project of the. This is an image of the competition, and this is the build project make it in Medellin. They have a relation with the relationship with the idea of the mountains and the color of the city, of the green colors. This is an image inside of the building. We make it the difference, but in different possibility to make a possibility to with the light, and this is much is important for us because we make it 4 Coliseums in this case, and the city is making the number 5 with the structure what we give it before of the city, and the city have the possibility to grow this project in general. This idea of the disposition versus the composition. We can put it this band more long or more short, depends what if you have a tree, you put the stop, but that is not the discussion. The discussion is not if you have to connect in this composition the idea of the form. We are interested to operate the performative of the form, the idea of the intelligence of the form, how operate the form in the place where we want to work it in this case. This building is used for another user, and we are working with this with the idea to break the feel of the or you are going to play. In general, the building, the sport building is the result of the form of the field for play. In this case, we wanted to open this condition and make a shadow and make a public space between only Coliseum. This idea to break the feel of the project inside of we have a wonderful weather in general. We have a season, and we don't need windows in different space, and this space is opened to everybody, and everybody can see what happened inside of these buildings of the sport building. In this case, it's used for theater, and this is the general image, and you can see the 4th Coliseum, the relation of the idea of the mountains, and the number 5 make it for the city in this case. Going to speak another topic, the idea of the anomaly. In this case, we are working for the foundation for the University Hospital in Bogota. The idea of the anomaly is how we can multiply, use it, and build and diversificate the space inside of the building. The anomaly is a part of the research of the book we are doing about the toy and the play, and the anomaly is activator of a new relationship. That is the interest what we have in this case. We are interested in introducing anomalous activities that allow us to open new possibilities for use. In this case, what if there was dance floor or the playground in the middle of the hospital? Anomalies are a space for resistance and the society, but based on efficient and economic advantage. This is a competition too, and we propose it of this hospital is a very efficient hospital. It's a very in this case of the hospital. How is making the hospital designed in the world? In general, the hospital are an architectural response to the need of efficiency and the maximum utility on the hospital. And this is the first target of when you are going to do a hospital. You need a very efficient connection. But what happened with the people is inside of this hospital. What happened with the people is sick. What happened with the doctor, with the nursery, with the family. And in general, the hospital is a space to help to help to the patient, but we want to understand it in this case how we can trigger another relation between the family, doctor, the people are sick. In this case, it's not about reducing the patient of this. Let's consider he's a person who has a preference, his expectation, a life, and person with emotion and interest beyond the intellects. This is a traditional diagram when you are going to do a hospital. It's a connection and it's a very efficient, and I spoke about this one before. You need to do that first. But what happened with the people live inside in this case? In general, this is the connection is the only condition that the people want to do. We wanted to put inside of this hospital 3 different anomalies. The first anomaly is what happened with the family that are waiting in the room to wait in the hospital? How you can to relax better? How you can to connect with another condition, not only to our seat inside of this case? In general, in the culture in South America, we have a very strong condition with dance and exercise, and we make it a space for dance and exercise inside of the hospital where you are waiting. In the waiting room, you can go in together and you can dance. You can make exercise, yoga. It depends what do you need. You need space to relax in this case. The second anomaly, what we wanted to put inside in the hospital is how we can children in the neighborhood play room and screen inside of the hospital. We proposed special space. The children of the neighborhood can go into the hospital, play inside the hospital with a good condition, auditive, or I don't know in English, or sonoric conditions in this case. But how the people are inside of the building, see the play, see the city, have to live in this case within it. And the other condition is put in the net floor, the space for the butterflies and plants in the rooms of the hospital. But this space is outside of the hospital. When you go there, you don't have a glass. You don't have you listen the city. You listen the car. You listen this condition. This is the image of the hospital. Make it in this case. When you see the concavity, is the space of the anomaly, and this is the expansion of the big hospital in Bogota. Make it in brick. In this case, Bogota have a very beautiful work in brick. In this very beautiful in this case. This is the whole hospital, and we have worked with this idea of the brick in the middle of the hospital. The space for us is a healing mechanism. We work with this idea solarium or perseminate plan and make it a butterfly, and we wanted to have in this case is in this condition the hospital. This is the facade of brick, but we proposed another form to use the brick. I'm going to show after that.
I was born in the Bogota of the 1990s. And brick by brick, I was built. Since I was very young, I have devoted myself to the care of those who come to me. Each of my parts plays a role in getting me closer to what I want to do, help people. But each time I had less and less space, everything got complicated because people began to feel uncomfortable. Although I've always been taught to be methodical, sober, and efficient, I've changed. I don't want to be the place where sick people go. I want to be the place where people can heal. I want it to be unconventional, operate differently, become an anomaly that helps healing. Now I have a big garden that works as a lawn. I'm a tool for tranquility, relaxation, and fun. My skin is flexible, made of lightweight bricks that let light and heat pass through me. I'm bigger now. Like veins, my halls branch out through the space. Now there's more light. My illuminated spaces are pleasant to wander through.
This is the image inside of the solarium of the butterfly space, and this is the idea that you can go there. You don't have a glass in this case. The glass is on the other outside of the rooms, and you can walk in this part of the hospital, and you can listen the city, and you can feel the city in this case. We have another space for the families room, and this is the idea of the brick. In this case, we have worked with another firm to put it the brick. In general, the brick is working in compression. In this case, we put it the brick in tension. We how do you say cuocere in Italiano in English? When you coser, Andrea, come si dice?
Cook.
Cook the brick in this case with a tensile. It's working with tensile in this case. The brick is put it in other condition. It's not working in a compression. It's working at tension in this case. The scheme in this case have a different condition. Is similar to the scream in this case or whatever in this condition. And this is the image of how we are working with this idea of this is a double facade. It's glass in one part, and the other part is the brick in tension. Working similar to the textile. It's a textile facade in this case. The facade is a membrane, and is making with this film of aluminum. Is working in tensile in this case. Another image of the project. We proposed a public space before to entry of the building. Sometimes the building is transparent, sometimes it's solid in this case, and this is the image of the space to wait of the rooms inside of the hospital. This is important for us too, for our, because we don't want to make a little window in the rooms. We want to have a big windows. We want to see the city. We want to feel good when you are sick. You need to see upside of the city. You are not upside of the life. You need to connect with the city. We have a windows, but this idea of the member, you can see where you are protected of the city. In this case, the hospital is every time have a light. In every part of the hospital have a light inside. Okay, not to show another project with this idea of the anomaly. This is another project. It's not thinking with the idea of the system. It's the library of España library in Medellin. Medellin is a big city with in a low valley between two big mountains. In this case, Medellin is a city of the mountains. And Medellin is a mountains and geography. And we are working with this idea of the landscape. We don't work it. We want to make it a landscape. Architecture is a landscapes in this case. We want to connect to put it in the middle of the favelas, a normally building with the connection this building with the idea of the landscape in this case. This project is part of the big proposal of the mayor of the city, Sergio Fajardo, and the Alejandro Echeverri is the principal architect around between of the mayor of the city in this case, and these are part of the project Proyecto Urbano Integrale. It's a big project, a urban project to connect, and this part of the project is this is the image of the building. This idea of the rocks or geography or idea of the landscape in the middle of the neighborhoods in this case in Medellin. Another image of the project, and the people that live in this neighborhood wanted to say, I live in this neighborhood because it's a very poor, it's a neighborhood of the Pablo Escobar in the 80s. It's a very dangerous. When make it the library is an iconic signal on the mountain in this case, and the people say, I live there. I live where it is the library. The difference politics make it for the mayor Sergio Fajardo, and in this case the library is a tool for visibility. The political approach of the in this case of Sergio Fajardo change what feel the people about to Medellin. Medellin in the 80s is a drug traffic and violence. Now Medellin is transformation, education, and optimism. That's maybe another very strong possibility of the architectural, how we can change what thinking the people of itself in this case. This is the image of the libraries in the top of the favela in this case, the inside of the building. We wanted to put to make to community when it's going inside of the building don't have a very strong relation with the city. We wanted to have a very light and silence space. The image of the little windows of the project. This idea of the library is part of the geography, is part of the mountain, is more near to the topography. The architectural is a geography in this case. With the mayor, we propose a different connection of the part of the neighborhood in this case. Another image of the video.
Toda la vida esa comuna nororiental ha tenido mucho problema de conflicto, de bandas. Entonces, como llegó allá la cultura y empezó a cambiar como la forma de vivir de los que estaban ahí, entonces eso llamó nuestra atención y bueno, no puede ser el rey. La alegría no será la misma.
El barrio cambió un 100%. Ah, como era primero, sí.
La misma gente le comenta pues a uno que esto era muy crítico, aquí la gente no podía salir.
O sea, el barrio era muy, que te digamos, o sea, demasiado caliente.
No ha cambiado un 100%, pero sí, a comparación de como era antes, sí ha mejorado muchísimo.
O sea, ahora se vive muy tranquilo.
Digo que es por el aporte de la biblioteca.
Porque el gobierno ha estado más pendiente de estas zonas, ha visto que acá se puede, en barrios así pobres, se puede dar oportunidades y la gente puede aprovechar.
O sea, uno no siempre tiene dinero para ir a internet, a salas, a un café, a buscar tareas y ahora pues todo es internet. Entonces esto es una proyección pues muy bonita, es muy buena para todos nosotros y para toda la comunidad.
Es bonita, llama mucho la atención.
La biblioteca es muy bonita.
Es grande por dentro. Por acá también se fabrica, ¿sabes? Que allá son las fábricas donde se actividades.
Okay, I'm going to finish with another project with the idea of the participation of the appropriation mechanism for the project. We are interested in general to work with the social capital. We want to connect institutional association, community development, and physical transformation on environmental. Are you listening to me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfectly. I got to show with 21 kindergartens, make it in 2 years. With the system we have proposed in the north of Colombia. In the 2010, in the Canal del Dique was the protagonist of the tragedy of the left of the Department of the Atlántico, the region of the Atlántico in the north, underwater after the rupture of the Dique in Colombia in this case. And we have to work it and make it 21 kindergartens we have to design it in 6 months, 21 kindergartens, and they have to construction these kindergartens in 2 years. And we propose this system of a systematic system, and we propose 3 different typologies. The long typology, the flower typology, and the spiral typology in this case. After developing the system, the co-creation workshop are helped with the architect of each city. So that they and the community could define the configuration and the relationship with the context. We make it a workshop with the community. We gave to the architect of only one city, and they decide the configuration of the kindergarten. We make it 6 only kindergartens, and the other kindergartens is make it with the structure what we give to the community, and we give to the architect of the little towns in this case. And this is the difference. Project make it in 2 years. This is a different place in the north of the region of Atlántico, and with the same piece, with the same models, with the different condition of the configuration. They decide where they want to enter. They decide what is the relation with the Zoom. They have a relation. This is the open typology of the plan. Or this is one example. This is another example with different conditions. This is a very poor regions and very poor. We don't have a budget for this project. Elongate the typology. This is a good typology for the steps, for the inclined space in general. This is a part of the reconstruction of the cities after to the problem with the Dique. A star typology or flower typology. And this is one condition. This is another condition of the star typology. The project is making it with how do you say? It's a very industrial project. It's fiber project. It's making in the fabric. It's prefabricated in general, and it's making it with very short budget in this case. This is the image of how the people use this project for the very poor neighborhoods in the north of Colombia. Okay, with this one I finished the lecture. Sorry for the problem with the connection. I didn't know why, but I think it's a little bit long for me. It's more for an hour, but it's okay. And it's a pleasure to be with you in the lecture. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. I think we can try to upload at least.
Grazie e spero di rivedervi in Italia tra alcuni mesi perché mi manca andare in Italia.
Ti aspettiamo e così continueremo a discutere. Grazie.
Thank you everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you. Bye bye.